Gerrickswood is a town of suspense. The kind of a cornered animal preparing to rebel against its fate as the shadows of the forest lengthen. Its sole beacon of light, the callous and cunning Lord Iscari, whose vampiric nature is not a disease, but the only murking that keeps the beasts at bay. The Bloodveld families each have begun to corner fragments of this piece of civilization, while its tenants pay their tithe in blood to ensure their worth stays intact. Tensions have begun to rise at the attempted robberies and painful attacks of citizen against citizen. Now the Church of the Lost have shepherded in a sense of safety, gathering those disparate from the forest's edge and guiding them from death and into the melting pot of conflict right before it begins to boil. It is here, within the Church of the Lost, that we will meet our first character. The marble flooring and delicate lighting betray a sense of opulence against the disparate background that makes up Aspasia's sense of faith. It is an odd juxtaposition that this monument to morals is now piloted by those who can never read the scripture that brought it into being. The iconography, though scarce, betrays a sense of devotion. It is not far from Iscari's townhouse. And so, on this morning, Caspian, you awaken from your trance. Your sparse room, holding what few objects of relevance still remain to you. Would you like to describe your living conditions at this moment while I upload your token?
It's probably rather austere. He doesn't hold too much beyond his robes, his clothing, a few personal pieces here and there, perhaps a book or two, a few pieces of instruments that help him when he's out about on his travels, his pack, and a few spare pieces of clothing when needed. And a few candles to keep the place lit.
Simple lodgings for a dedicated individual. You rise and begin to don your armor. Could you please describe what Caspian looks like as I pop up the art?
Caspian is a tall, slim individual. Although most of his features are hidden behind his robes, as well as his, well, call it a mask for now. He is a reserved person. Even as he walks, you can tell that he does not like to reach out to those around him, but he still tries his best. Though it is hard to tell, he does hold within him elven heritage. He will not hide that, obviously, but Elduradha is those that he pulls heritage from.
Your vestments donned, not a scrap of skin truly remaining to be seen. You walk through the complex, out towards the door to begin your day in earnest. As you do, as you begin to pass one of the main archways, there's a pair of voices speaking. The first is a man you know quite well, Arthur. He works alongside you in shepherding those on the forest's edge into the city proper. His companion, a owl, or at least it was at some point, it now holds a thin ring of metal engraved that allows him to see through it. A peculiar talent, but one that serves him quite well. He is in tense conversation with an individual you would have passing knowledge of. One Lady Idira. Nedelrada, like you, she is poised, elegant, and ferocious. She hails from the Bloodveld families, and not just hailing from them, she is their mouthpiece. The nobility that Iskari has considered worthwhile enough to give seats of relevance have now banded together under her banner. She has been at this game many years, and it seems she is now pursuing another piece of it. She will speak up. Arthur, dear, we both know that whatever people are coming in, there are issues coming with them. You still haven't solved the robberies. The guard have no idea why there are bodies appearing again. I thought you caught Carver. Arthur, a much more relaxed individual, does not raise his voice in answer, but waits for the echo of her statement to reverberate through the wide empty space. Yes, Miss Idira, we are working on it, but we are seldom few volunteers, and it doesn't matter what gold or backing you can give us when you keep your spellcraft to yourself and the others of the Bloodveld. If you would pitch in and support the church, perhaps we might have better results. You're free to join the conversation or pass it by. You know Arthur has noticed you as the owl on his shoulder perks up and tilts its head to the side, and then nods to you. An acknowledgement from an animal, but acknowledgement all the same.
He will approach, but he will not speak up until the conversation allows him to, at which point he will bow respectfully to the lady and give a respectful nod to his associate Arthur.
Lady Adira looks at you and there's a fire in her eyes. A anger that is misplaced, and though both of you acknowledge it is, she feels it all the same. She continues addressing Arthur on the subject, however. And what more support do you need? Do you need bodies? Do you need holy vessels? Do you need scripture so you can find your way around this blasted town? Lady Adira, it is funny that you would complain to us and use pieces of our history that we have not yet reclaimed as evidence on things that we have yet to claim. Whatever it is you think you are doing by coming here, you are wasting your time. She kinda huffs for a second. Seems there is a break here.
Lady, Idira, I believe. I heard that they were dead. Although my current duties would call me away from the field, if there is need of people to give the final words to the dead, you may call upon me. I will make time for them.
Her expression softens very lightly. Yes. When it is time and we have enough of a body to bury, we will call upon you. As is correct, at least.
I apologize, I can't be more assistance in the current problems, but, well, there is little I can do to pull myself away.
She nods. There is a glimmer in her eye that would display to you a soft sense of suspicion about just what your duties are. She understands that the church have a complex relationship with Lord Ascari, but though she has been present at many a meeting, she is still not sure of the breadth of that cooperation. But she does not voice this. Instead, she sighs deeply. Well, fine. Fine. I will speak to the other houses, Arthur. I will see what support we can lend to your cause. Perhaps manpower, if there are any faithful amongst those. And should that be the case, I expect you to at least keep them safe. They are not safe within manors and residences outside the regular purview of the city. I do not suspect they will be safe here. Arthur simply nods, nonplussed with her accusation, presumption, whatever it is that she is failing to put into words. She will curtsy, and then turn on her heel and begin to stride away. As she does so, Arthur does not yet speak. His head is tilted to the side, much like the bird on his shoulder, as the echoing footfalls of her booted feet reverberate around this wide chamber. And he will look at you. Or towards you, rather. Ah,
Hello.
Caspian. Is there anything I can assist you with?
Well, no, I've all that I need at the moment, but I, well, overheard. Is everything... Do you have everything you need at the time? I know you're requesting more assistance, but with my connection to Lord Ascari, perhaps I can attempt to have him requisition something for you. I can't make any promises, but I will at least put word out.
He'll ponder a moment, a hand drifting up to pet the underside of the bird's beak. I appreciate the thought. However, Lord Iscari is no doubt aware of the situation of the town, and should he wish to supply more, he will. It seems he has his hands full at the moment, however. There have been visitors from out of town that have kept him quite preoccupied. Nevertheless, your duties are sure to get a bit more busy. They have found another one. A angry man, a loud man, whatever descriptor you want to staple to him. He has been all of them at different points. He should be up in the townhouse, along the west wing with the rest. At least I hope they managed to get him that far. There have been 3 guards injured that I will have to take statements from and adjust their medicine. The euphemistic tone betrays the not quite intimate knowledge of your task, but at least on the subject matter. And his mentioning of medicine is in part related to that. Those with too much information or hints on peoples of interest, at least in the capacity that those individuals you are helping care for exist in, is something that has been kept under lock and key. It is a curiosity that cannot be revealed just yet.
Yeah, it is. As always, the prisons here are never emptied. And those few that walk away, 3 more seem to walk back in. It's unfortunate. But I will see to him. I'm sure with him swinging his way into here, he's got gained a few injuries of himself. Just want me to make sure he's in top health.
Arthur will nod approvingly. Well, I suppose you better get to it. The prisons in the lower district are going to be quite full. The festivities of he'll sigh to himself of Mr. Charles's apprehension have led to quite disorderly conduct. There are more than a couple of citizens who will be spending a night in the cold to sober up. He is referencing an individual who has earned himself the moniker of Charles the Rascal. He is a gnomish gentleman, wearing finery that is not befitting of his station in the town. He is one of the few people who have badmouthed Lord Ascari and earned lashes only to do it again. The third warning has yet to come for his other run-ins with the law are of a more minor capacity. But the civilian population don't quite like him. He is rambunctious and callous in all of the ways that would make you hate a man.
I'm going to have to heal his lashes again, aren't I? Yeah.
I hope not. He, this time at least, was due to insulting the Bloodveld families. Quite colourful language pertaining to their misplacement of their own items. Foolish, sure, but I do not suspect that Iscari would allow him to be apprehended publicly if his fate was to be determined. Still, I'm sure Idira has many whippings she would deliver unto him. It just depends on how far the process gets.
At this point, he just takes a joy in the reactions. Nonetheless, thank you. I'll see to what I can, keep everything cleanly and all is well seen to.
Arthur will nod. He will grip his holy symbol and turn and begin to move away.
Nod, gripping his own for a moment, and return to his duties.
Make your way out of the church. Slowly, the opulence begins to subside. The cold of the city drifting in through the large double doors as the fog begins to swirl to meet you. As you begin to make your way up towards Lord Ascari's townhouse, it is hard to miss it, stood upon a large hill surrounded by the graves of many unnamed and unmarked victims to the age of ashen names. Its architecture is clean. The stone a dark hue of its nature rather than its wear. Your approach becomes flanked by 2 guards, infantrymen, who have been briefed in your duties. They do not speak nor disturb you, but they walk with purpose, anticipating, in the town's current state, a potential lack of behavior from the city's citizens.
You simply give them a nod, follow.
The path winds upwards, climbing the hill and into the estate proper. The furnishings are plain, but in a gaudy array. It does not matter if the carpet is monochromatic, if the materials have managed to be shipped from far west. It is the kind of silent statements of wealth that the lay people will never understand and the nobles will begrudge Iscari for. Your carpeted feet head towards the west wing. And then there is the crash, almost of thunder, as glass pane windows shatter inwards, and the guards begin to run. Just a few hours earlier, a young kobold, bearing a large shield, committed an act in which caused the guards some alarm. More confusion than that, though, as they hauled her away. It is odd that a general would take interest. Yet even still, a man with salt and pepper hair and the pointed ears of an elf is the one who has begun to escort her. Ari, could you please introduce your character who is currently got both feet and hands manacled together?
Pantufla is a small, pink, bright kobold holding a very big shield. She seems to be very confident for the situation she's in, almost happy, as if she has done a great favor to somebody. She looks up expectantly at the person carrying her, although at this time she doesn't have much to defend herself. She still seems a little bit smug at the time.
The general brings you down. There's the soft mutterings of doomed men in cells, making small talk as they await decisions that may determine the longevity of what they have left. The general leads you to a holding cell of sorts. The door is open, and he will guide you in, closing and locking the door behind him, before undoing your manacles on your hands and between your feet. He hooks the shield onto a bracket on the wall before slamming his open palm against it, causing the hook that it is propped up with to curve inwards and dig into the separation between the bricks on the wall.
Pantufla slowly stands up, kind of like cleans herself off of dust, and she turns.
Oh, well, this is quite nice, I would say. Is this where you're gonna hold the criminal that I stopped?
Well, first we are going to speak about what actually happened. Your custody was handed to me, yes, but I was not quite a witness. Tell me your side, then.
Oh, well, I arrived at the city this morning. I'm just passing by, going through my day, and I see this woman, this evil old lady, just wiggling his finger at a crying child, and she's holding. She took food from him. She took his, I believe it was candy. He said something about, oh, you're gonna get cat TVs or something, and I can't stand that kind of talk to a young poor person. So I decided to just, impose justice and teach the lady a lesson. Yes.
The man has taken out a small parchment that is backed by some kind of wooden plank as he is writing down your interpretation of events. And this woman, this old lady, this villain, what became of her after you interposed yourself?
Well, at first I was like, no, you cannot do that, old lady. But then she started yelling at me about I shouldn't tell her how to educate her grandson. And I just, well, decided to bash her a couple of times with my shields until she cooperated with the law. And uh, once detained, I bound her. And then the guards were very kind to come to me. And I presume I'm about to get a very big reward for my actions, as I have saved the city from a very dangerous criminal. I don't know what would have been of that kid otherwise.
The man takes a moment. The last fragments of your words are only answered by the scratching of the quill on the parchment. And so you bludgeoned an old woman for taking candy from a small child, and you rendered her unconscious and captive. Is that correct?
Well, yes, you should never take food from somebody that's hungry. That is very, very mean, and everybody should be punished by those actions. Also, making people cry is bad, and I think all people are entitled and they don't deserve what they have.
The man's mouth opens and then closes. Well, Pantufla, that is your name, yes?
Yeah, I'm Pantufla. Come from Tamena. Nice to meet you.
General Derek.
Pleasure, mister. And she does kind of like a small regal bow.
The man does not return your bow, and instead continues. So, in this city, when one breaks the law, you were to find a member of the Gerrickswood in order to ensure that the law is not broken. You dealt undue harm to an old woman. That is not acceptable when some guards could have apprehended her without rendering her unconscious.
Oh. I think I understand. Must be like cultural differences. You know, I come from Tamena and I don't think we have those laws there. I don't know. I have beaten old people before and this has never happened.
Again, his mouth opens and then closes. You see a remarkable amount of restraint in this. It is difficult to call him a young man, as he is elven, so his features don't quite give that much away. But there is a remarkable amount of restraint. Well, you were to be held here, rather than the very packed prisons down in the lower city. Your long walk was not for a reward, but to hold you in at least a place you will be fed and have room to sleep. You understand that if that woman does not live, that you will be tried and judged as a murderer. Do you understand that?
Well, yeah, I think I understand that. Killing people for fun or indiscriminately is bad, but I also think that I did it for the good of the people. So I hope that people take that into account. And you mentioned something about the Gerrickswood, something. I'm part of that now. What is it?
No, you are not. Maybe in the future, if that woman isn't dead, you could sign up. Those individuals that we walked past in the dark armor, they are the Gerrickswood. Their job is to keep the city safe. And I am more than positive that my men can handle the audacity of an old woman. You do not need to bite them, nor bludgeon them, nor beat them.
Okay.
Good. I would hope one that possesses a holy item, he'll gesture to the shield, would have the wherewithal to know that law is subject to the land you are in. And you are going to learn very quickly that you are not in Temena.
Well, that is my bad. I will make sure to learn the law and make sure when it's acceptable to be an elder. A mean elder, evil.
I can accept that. So here's what we are going to do. I'm going to guide you into a cell that is to hold you until the health of that woman can be properly assessed. Your shield will be kept with the guards alongside the other possessions that have been taken from you. And should she pull through, you are free to take it back. Is that agreeable to you?
But that shield is my heroic symbol. How would people recognize me without it? How would they know that I'm the mighty hero that is supposed to save them?
The mighty hero isn't going to save anybody from a jail cell. So you can take it when you leave the jail cell.
Okay, I think I'm okay with that. That's true. It also seems very cozy here. It's better than the room I had.
Well, you will have a bunkmate and a different cell. This is just for interviewing, so that others do not have to hear the crime that you have committed.
Oh, I understand. Secrecy.
He'll place a open hand on the front of your shield and mutter a small incantation. And the metal that was clasping the shield to the wall will spring free and you will unhook your shield. He'll open the door and then gesture for you to step out.
Oh, okay.
He'll close the door. Now, let's figure out where to put you.
Sure. As you said, General.
And she will salute at him.
He holds back a laugh. You're so worried about your shield. There is some kindness that can be done, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll miss him a lot. I don't know how I'll be able to sleep at night.
Wait here a moment.
Oh, okay.
He's going to walk to this side wall. Do the same thing he did last time, where he will use magic to clasp the shield against the wall. And then he will return to you. This will be your home until such a time as your innocence can be displayed. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
He will unlock the iron-barred door. And whenever you need your heroic inspiration, you can see the shield from yourselves.
Oh, yeah, I have sight of it. Okay.
And go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Nice meeting you, Derek. Thank you for the help and everything, and good generaling. She'll turn around and go to her bed.
He will sigh and lock the door before heading back to his much more important duties.
She looks at the old man in the distance.
Inside the cell with you is an individual. Ragged clothing, scars adorning their body. What once were razor-sharp teeth, cracked and broken in many places. One of his eyes appears to be blind. Yet he is looking towards you all the same.
She kind of sits herself on the side of the bench, her feet dangling from it. She kind of swings them around.
So, what up? How you got here?
You also beat people.
Well, not particularly. Fires, I suppose, can beat people if they are weak enough for the flame to bruise them.
Oh. Mm. You like flames too? I think flames are cool. I have one on my shield.
Fire purifies, you could say. It cleanses in a way that water cannot. It's a shame that the city did not quite appreciate the warmth I was giving it. And
Oh.
I think honestly they have forgotten me. But it is all the same. The general wants a promotion. He'll have to deal with me one day. He winks with his bad eye.
She nods along.
Mm. Yeah, general. He's kind of cool. I think. Pretty neat. Didn't know more followers of the flame were inside. I also had never thought of that meaning for the flame of purifying. I might take note of that. I always saw it as victory on your hand and stuff like that. But that's cool.
Well,
So where you from?
yeah, a little to the west. The silent desert. There was not much to burn, and the Oshash did not treat me too kindly. Here there is wonderful woods. So pretty. But so many things to deal with. The city is nice, I suppose. It was better when I was not looking at it through a gap in the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of lonely here. But at least I'm glad you're doing what you like now. Burning things and everything.
Well, I will get back to it soon, I am sure. Again, he gives you an exaggerated wink.
She nods along.
I hope you do. Are you planning on joining the Gerrickswood thing?
Oh, no. They are, pawns. I prefer to be, I would love to say queen, but king does not fit in dragon chess. Never mind. They are them little pieces that the Bloodfeld move around. They are not worth following.
Oh, I see. So you're thinking big. That's interesting. Let's keep hustling, I guess.
She seems to be kind of awkward. She doesn't know what else to say to this man.
Well, I think we will get along quite well for your stay. And who knows? Maybe I'll get out before you do.
Oh yeah, if you get out soon, I hope everything goes well and you have a good life. In the meantime, I'll just wait. I would be disappointed to not get out sooner, but I would understand because you've been here for longer. So I guess you're my senior. I'll just wait for the right time.
He will chuckle, assessing that you were not going to strangle him in his sleep. Or trance. And he will sit cross-legged and close his eyes, leaning his head back, entering that odd sleep that only elves really do.
Pantufla sees this, and she will lean against the wall. And she kind of like looks out at the rest of the room and at the guy leaning. Then she will just rest on top of the bed, looking at the ceiling on top of her.
The Gerrickswood. Maybe I found some heroic adventures to do there. Think about it.
And she starts giggling to herself for a while.
Your stay in this prison, located just underneath the main town hall of the city, is longer than you would have expected, or perhaps you were a touch impatient. As the first couple of days pass by, you were fed well. Soup and bread, simple cured meats. They're amenable to requests, but they tend to ensure at least everybody gets their fill. It is on the second day that you hear a tapping sound, echoing from just outside your cell door.
She will approach the door. Kind of crawls out, down from the bed. The blanket is still on top of her head, kind of half covering her. And she would rise up, look outside.
Shield time?
Oh no. Oh, over here. To your left? Yes. Hi. My name is Charles. I keep hearing you speak to the crazy fireman. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. How about you? Everything going?
The man looks haggard. His clothing was once finery, now is sort of marred and stained. Definitely could use a wash. His mustache on one end seems to have been cut or shaved in an odd fashion statement, perhaps, or a joke played on him by his now captors. He still manages a weak smile and goes, "Oh, I'm managing, I suppose. I heard that you beat up an old lady. Very good."
Oh.
He'll give you a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. They were being evil, and I decided to save a small child from them.
I am glad you protected the kid. Good job.
Yeah, I'm glad as well with that. I've been thinking about it the past few days, and I think the old lady must have just been like deceitful to the guards, because there's no way that my actions were wrong there. I'm sure she deserved it. She made a child cry, and so I'm slightly mad about it. The general did say that like you're supposed to not beat people for every reason, and that I should learn the laws of the city and that, but I don't know. I think I acted right.
He'll chuckle and then weave a small rune in the air. There's like an after image of pale blue light as he sort of makes this gesture, and he will cast message. And in your head, he goes, "The laws of this city are suggestions. The guards are fucking useless. It took them years to get me again. Don't worry about it. You did great."
Okay.
Well, if
She seems to start like talking out loud. I don't know if she wants to stop her. But she would just go,
oh well, they don't seem very useless to me. I mean, you're behind that cell, and suggestions. I guess there could be suggestions, but why wouldn't they specify that? I just think that the laws are wrong.
Of course they are. He'll do the same thing again, you'll hear in your head. In a couple of weeks, maybe we can sit down and figure out better laws for the city. How does that sound?
That sounds tempting. So, are you like a power person or something? Why are you here if you can make laws and stuff?
He will speak out loud and go, "Oh, I would never presume to dictate the laws." He'll draw the air again, sort of frantic. You can see his eyes flicking to the left, waiting to see the candlelit shadow of an approaching guard that would blow his attempt at subterfuge.
Oh, no, but I'm pretty sure you said that we...
And she looks at the guard and waves at him.
Oh, hi, Jerry.
What's going on? My name isn't Jerry, first off.
Oh, sorry. It's hard to tell with that thing on your head.
Okay,
I always confuse.
Canty Flu. Why are you two talking?
Well, he wanted to ask something, and he was like, "Oh, I heard you beat an old lady," and then he started talking about laws and stuff like that. And I'm bored, so I just replied to him.
Oh yes, Gerald, I was educating our newcomer on the laws of this land and how to not break them. Otherwise, she might end up like me. Oh, woe is me. Shut the fuck up, Charles. Okay. He'll back into it, so.
Oh, that was confusing. I don't know what he wanted.
And she will turn around and go to, to her bed as well. To sit down and stare at her shield. Once again.
As she waits.
As you turn and begin to walk back, you stumble. As there's a shuddering and shaking of the ground around you. Bricks become dislodged and the guards jump to action. Elsewhere in the compound, along the western wing, there are individuals of import to Iscari, those who have been procured from far and wide for research purposes. This has been a project of his for some time now. These additions sometimes even come from the noble variety. Julian, you awaken in a small, sparse room. Could you please describe yourself and the inciting situation that brought you here?
Julian is a human. Raised by his father in down south in the city of Ciderans. When his dad got too old to run his business, which was jewel crafting for basically the whole city's noteworthy, anyone who mattered, anyways. Julian took over. So he's very adept at with his hands, and knows his way around the social aspect of a town. He's a very people person, very rational, relaxed. Unfortunately, business hasn't been going so well lately, so he was planning to expand his delights to other neighboring cities as well, when he got captured on the way by his, I guess he doesn't even know.
Foggy memory of a potential business acquisition. It's strange. Passing faces, voices. There was a conversation, probably. There's an odd almost medicinal taste in your mouth. You kind of shake your head a little bit as you examine the room around you. It is spacious. It has a large window, or with large curtains along either side of it. But there is a broad plank of wood that bars it from opening. The lighting in here reflects softly against a very neutral beige. There's a bedside table with some parchment, a quill, and the far door you would assume is locked is crafted quite elegantly. Some kind of care went into the carpentry here. But you are alone in the room.
As Julian starts getting his senses back, his head apparently is pounding and has got a weird medicinal taste in his mouth. He can't really remember what happened. Gonna stand up and examine the room and take note of the intricate carvings in the wood and whatnot. It's gonna obviously go and try the door.
And as you suspect, the door is locked. You notice up closer that about at your eye level, there is a segment of wood that is outlined strangely, like a large rectangle.
Yes. As he swears to himself after trying the door, he notices the suspicious wood triangle.
Rectangle, but yeah.
Rectangle, I mean. He's gonna take his hand over it and apply some pressure.
You apply some pressure, and the wood begins to give out. You are pushing it onto the other side. Would you like to dislodge it completely?
Absolutely.
As you do, and the rectangle falls away, it reveals a stark but nicely decorated hallway. The curtains and other embroidery are made of simple fabrics, but woven on a scale that is difficult to replicate. As you are taking it in, the wood clatters along stained wood flooring. And as it echoes, you hear the shuffling of metal boots. What? This one's awake! A guard approaches the slit, adorned in metal armor, wielding a spear. What is it?
Oh, sorry. I believe there must be some kind of error. Why am I locked in this room, for example?
That's above my pay grade. I can get you the doctor if that's what you wish.
The doctor? Why would I need a doctor?
I'll just get you
Could you get
someone
me-
that can answer your questions. How about that?
Yes. Good idea.
He will lean down, he'll pick up the rectangle of wood that you can see on this side has a curved, almost like a doorknob shape, and he will slide it back into the door and then shuffle away. After about 15 minutes or so, the wait is quite annoying. The grinding
Indeed.
that you had heard prior when you shoved the little section of wood repeats as it is pulled free. There's a woman on the other side, at least you think it is a woman. Her face possesses odd stitch marks. Her eyes hold the appearance of buttons, but you can tell by the way the light bounces off of them that they are not faults. It is as if her iris itself is a dull green and speckled in a strange array. There is thread and needle in her hand and a large bejeweled ring. Oh, you are awake. Earlier than expected.
Straighten up. Ah, greetings, Mrs.
Meyer.
Mrs. Meyer. My name is Julian Emerald. I have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind.
May I come in?
I suppose.
She will undo the lock on the door. She will open it, and while you are watching, she will pull a length of thread, string it through the needle, wrap it around the doorway, and lodge the needle into the keyhole. And then carry the thread inside, close the door, and yank on the thread, and you will hear the locking mechanism of the door lock into place.
What?
There. We will not be disturbed. You have questions I might be able to answer. You are very sick.
Oh? I
Yes.
feel just fine, except perhaps I hit my head or something.
Well, there is two possibilities. Either you are hopelessly diseased and will perish in a matter of months, or you are the next step on the Humani's evolutionary chain. You have been brought here to assess which is which. Aren't you lucky? She will smile, the pale white of her skin that looks almost porcelain-like distorts as the muscles underneath drag it into a wide smile. Her teeth are an uncanny white.
Mm. Yes, are you the master of this hold?
Oh no. That is Lord Ascari. You are in the Gerrickswood. It's a good thing you're not in the forest anymore.
He's gonna swear under his breath. Gerrickswood, that was... Yes, I have business with Lord Iscaris.
Oh. How fortunate. As soon as we can determine that you are not a plague, you may arrange a meeting. He will be very eager to meet you. He has met with the others, sometimes already. Though, I don't suspect you'll get to go far. Not yet, at least.
Oh, he folds his hands. I can assure you, I'm no such thing as a plague. People quite enjoy my company.
I would agree. You are rather personable and, in Humani standards, handsome.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Tell me, do you have any phobia of needles?
No, but I don't see how this would be relevant.
Do you have any history of heart-related issues in your family?
I mean, my father is still well, my mother I don't know.
Very
Tell me, why is this relevant?
Because I am going to draw your blood, so we can examine.
Well, excuse me, my blood is not for free.
Well, if you are so insistent that your life is forfeit, in that drawer, underneath the table, input the code 112. There is a knife. Feel free to end your life whenever you feel it necessary. She will stand and begin to move towards the door.
Excuse me, what? My life is not forfeit. I'm very much alive.
For
And
now.
I demand to see... And I demand to see your master.
Demands are for people who do not put others in danger. You put others in danger. You will not be allowed to leave until I can examine your blood. So, Pick which path you want to take. The one where I can determine your threat level, or the one where you take your life and you will be added to the many nameless graves you can see right outside your window.
Listen, how about I just leave? And don't come back here. I can pose no threat to you if I'm not around.
Oh, the futility of humani. Should you wish to take that path, the only alternative we can give you is what our researchers have called a vasectomy. You must not be allowed to reproduce while your genetic code contains anomalies. I will remove your capacity to have children. Is this amenable to you, Mr. Julian?
He's getting quite shocked at that statement. I don't feel like I have much options here, Miss Meyer.
That is because the fact you are alive is because we are taking a more difficult option. To render our city safe, it would be easier to remove you and others like you. It is in our interest to learn why you are different. It is in our interest to isolate that which makes you abnormal and learn how to remove it, contain it, or cure it. We are doing you a service, Mr. Julian, and if you wish to speak to Iscari for him to repeat the statements I have made to you, you must wait a minimum of 21 days, as his spirit is not currently inside the house.
I could just wait 21 days.
So be it. Do you have any dietary restrictions? Any foods you cannot consume?
I suppose I get a bad stomach from milk.
Oh, intolerant to the protein lactic acid. Yes? No. I will confirm with my husband. Very good. You will not receive milk-based food items, such as cheese, of course, milk itself, nor the milk-brined meats that we offer. Very good. I will arrange for your menu to be adjusted accordingly. Please enjoy your stay. And should you wish for water or replacement clothing, you can wait 21 days until Lord Iscari determines that you are worth providing for.
Oh, well, could I get some wine? Not the cheap kind, preferably.
She'll pause. Alcohol thins the blood, and you are not willing to give me blood while you do not have it in your system. So I will decline your request until such a time as I can take some blood. 21 days, Mr. Julian. She will smile again.
Well, at least that sounds like somewhat of a fair trade.
Good. She will sort of circle her wrist a couple of times, almost flexing it. And you can see in the thin light that breaches through the window a wire wrapping around it. And she will yank, and you will hear the locking mechanism of the door in front of you go chink, and the door will swing open. She'll walk through and close it behind her. And you will hear the same chink as it locks into place, as Mrs. Meyer will leave you alone in the room. Perhaps unfortunately, or in Julian's case, fortunately, the ground begins to rumble. The bedside table clatters to the floor, and the glass behind the board that barricades the window explodes inwards, showering you with a hail of shrapnel. Hurriedly, the door is yanked open. And that's where we will leave you. In a similar room, not too far away from where Julian is speaking to Miss Meyer, there's another individual, one more used to the stark amenities and thin soup that is dealt to him. Rowan Vale, could you please describe yourself?
To those who would remember, the few who would, Rowan Whale, from his years wandering the northeastern cities, might still picture the young chronicler with a ready smile, pen in hand, a quill in hand, and the half-distracted air of a man forever listening for a better story. A man whose words used to come quick, and his charm quicker, and his peculiar confidence, that of someone who believed they were writing things down so they could make sense of them. However, that version no longer exists. The version that exists now is leaner, taller than most at a little over 6 feet, but with none of the presence that height usually grants. His frame carries almost no trained muscle, all long limbs and quiet movements. A body more accustomed to desks and dusty roads than violence. His clothes still hang neat, however, but worn. Suspenders, a loose collared shirt, stained faintly with ink. Rowan moves deliberately, as though pacing through his own thoughts, and when he looks at people, his dark eyes almost seem to pull people in. Deep, shadow things that hold both intelligence and a faint, unnerving trace of something unmoored. There's a wit that is still clinging to him, dry and sharp, but it is tempered now by exhaustion and the brutal poise of a man pretending to be steady.
It is in this act that you still feel the puncture wounds on your elbows. The glistening, almost silver liquid in the needle that dripped with it just a few hours ago left their marks in your skin, alongside older, similar puncture wounds. It has been many months. Perhaps you've lost count. But this time was different. This time your absence had company. The information sticks with you, the words shared, perhaps in madness, echo. You can feel it now. Not the simple rush of blood through you, but almost something thicker. You are marked, and not in a way that their needles will find. Is there anything you would like to do?
It's taking a moment to take it all in. The familiar room is dreary, as it always has been to him, but as he feels the changes that have happened to him, a faint smile plays across his lips. He will not do anything particular that would attract attention, but he will faintly feel the new strength that has taken precedence in him. That's a while he would stand up. This room is like the other one.
Yep. Sparsely decorated. There is a bedside table for you and your tenure here. There would also be a writing desk with parchment and ink provided to you.
He would return to a familiar place, the writing desk. Most likely, if there is a window, it would be perched in front of it, and he would sit down, raising a quill, dipping it in a pot of ink, and he would begin writing on what would presumably be a page already filled with words. A grim recount of time more lost than spent, as he would thoughtfully gaze outside and continue writing his account.
The exterior of your window holds the same swirling of fog and dull tension, almost at bay. You are used to feeling like an outsider looking in, and this containment, though it may be, does keep you separated from the tumultuous nature of the city that you once knew. Perhaps it is the time that you have spent here that gives this perspective, your mind reasoning with itself, to stave off the isolation that you have found yourself held under. Even the almost robotic words of Mrs. Meyer as her not quite often visitations have led you to believe that most people of note and of some kind of humanity no longer recall the one that used to chase their stories. It is a odd thing. Like an animal in a cage, but the door has been unlocked, and it has been this whole time. Your writing is almost echoed in your mind by a second voice. There is now a opinion that is not quite your own, that hides on the edges of your vision. And for a moment, as it catches your awareness, you look down at the words, but before you can read them, the table begins to shake, an ink pot tips over and stains it, and the window that you were once looking through explodes, thankfully no longer sending shards into your waiting eyes, but scattering through your hair. Heavy footfalls, and your door unlocks. Lucian Aleander. You awaken in a bed that's not quite comfortable, in a room that's not quite decorated. The cold light dissipating through fog gives the illusion of some kind of prism dancing on the edge of your view. Could you please describe yourself and how you got into this situation?
Lucian is another noble that's quite personable, but in a different way than the other noble. Much more a man of the normal people, not very stuck up. Typical noble. Through his life, he's been pushed towards the agenda of his family. He doesn't really want that, he just does it because his family forces him. Instead of attending training and mandatory meetings, he usually shows up late. He feels like he already knew all this stuff, and generally a bad student. However, the knights, they let him be because of his family name, and they just want to get him done through this so they can forget about him. In general, he has a pretty unreliable name in the city. Everyone knows him. They know he's not serious, but they know he's a good guy that likes to drink and enjoy life. One night he was out drinking when he suddenly blacked out after accepting a free drink from a stranger. And that's how he woke up here.
As you awaken, muddled memories of alcohol and spending time not quite studying. Even the lighting as it disperses through the window is distant. The taste in your mouth is not that of stale alcohol or even bile associated with excess consumption. It is almost medicinal, herbal in some sense, like a too strong brewed tea. The room you're in isn't of a common variety. Taverns even will have sort of closets and chests and some kind of decorative fixture that denotes their personality, but this room seems absent of one. There is a bedside table, a small lockbox underneath, and a finely carved, ornate door that seems quite heavy on the far side. Your clothes seem to be cleaned and folded at the end of the bed, and you're wearing certainly not your own set of bed linens, but the fabric is soft and well made. It befits someone of your stature, but it is not something you have ever wasted your money on.
Looking around and seeing his current attire, he will say under his breath, "Oh, that's what I get for taking free drinks." He will try to orientate himself a bit, and not feeling clean, even though it might be. He will try to use at least the prestidigitation on the clothes to clean them even more.
Your Pandoran energy cultivates and cleans. There does not seem to be a blockage of any kind or interruption that you can feel. You feel slightly better no matter whether it was a psychological filth that you were removing or a physical one.
Feeling better, he would then try to look outside the door, or was there any... He would try to open the door.
Door is locked. On the door you can see a large rectangle at about eye height.
He will try to knock on the door and call for someone. "Hey, anyone there?"
There's the shuffling of metallic feet, and then the grinding as that odd rectangle out of the door pulls free from the other side. You can see a helmeted man wielding a spear look in your general direction as you call out to him. "Yes, oh, you're awake too. Good. Good morning. Would you like water or food?"
I would love a good meal and maybe some ale. But I do have a question. Why am I here? Did you kidnap me?
You'll see he'll reach into his pocket and pull out a note and open it up. There is very thin handwriting on it. First, to your question, you are not allowed ale until we have taken a sample of blood. The doctor will be around soon. She is preoccupied at the moment. And to your second question, no, we are keeping you here for your safety. You are a danger to yourself and others. Complying means comfort. Fighting back means use code 112 to get the dagger out of the box underneath the table. He'll crumple up the parchment and put it in his pocket.
So, are you holding me for ransom? I'm not sure why you have captured me.
I don't know. I'm just here to make sure you don't leave. The doctor will be around soon. She can see to you and answer your questions.
Very well.
I'll fetch you some food with some clean water. Welcome to Gerrickswood. The man kind of shrugs.
Gerrickswood? That's pretty far.
Yes. You were in Gerrickswood. You were in Lord Ascari's estate. You were under his protection for the time being, until we can ascertain whether or not you are a threat to yourself and the public.
I don't think I'm a threat to anyone, really. But hey, whatever. As long as you have food.
I'll get right on that, sir. He'll take the wooden cube and slide it back into place as you hear the footfalls walk away. You hear, after a couple of seconds, like a door unlocking and then slamming shut, and then two voices beginning to speak. As those voices reverberate, sort of dulled by the thickness of this door, you feel your feet go out from under you and you shoulder check into it. The window behind you shatters inwards, and your vision begins to dance. Ryan. First, there was nothing. And then there were so many lights. Flashing in an array of colors, betraying heraldry and sigilry that your mind could not begin to comprehend. There was anger in you once, and perhaps there still is. but that anger is bound by 1,000 strings made of a material that no man's strength could ever snap. Your mind struggles to count how many bindings it is they have placed upon you as small wisps of smoke seem to eke from your form. The beard that covers your face is bloody, an altercation. Briefly, the silhouettes of 10, 15, 20 guards wearing black metal armor rushing you in the middle of a forest that you once lived in, or perhaps owned, or perhaps held some kind of power over, led you to this blackness. Not before a dozen of them lay in unmarked graves, corpses too heavy with the weight of your own guilt to even carry back to have a civilized burial. That place that was once your home will forever be their tomb, and as your eyes open at the dazzling array, it is not trees that you see. It isn't the wildlife, nor the wind carrying the fog from your body. Why is there fog from your body? It is a man. His hand traces colorful sigils, adding to a grand ring, a ritual of sorts. Magic, it is not common to you, at least not anymore, but it is binding you. As you find yourself bound in the center of a great circle. The clothing that you wear is tattered, but perhaps it always has been. What is new is that amidst the pale white fading to a dark black, speckled with gold, is now stained with the blood of the men that you have slain. Almost nonchalantly echoing that same odd fog is an individual, a cigarette between his lips, an eye patch covering one eye, numerous piercings dotting his face, and are those stitch marks? Your mind reels, trying to comprehend the multifaceted nature that this man currently presents. But for now, he is your captor. He speaks, though not to you. There is a cat, or two cats, the shadow of a cat. It's odd, to say the least, but he is conversing with it. Your eyes burn from the lights around you. Your muscles scream at you from whatever altercation has led to your capture, and your mind stings with a bursting headache that has only ever for you heralded the oncoming of a dark storm. In simpler times your knees would ache. In desperate times your heart thuds in your chest. What do you do?
As I awake and attempt to adjust my vision, noticing that there is a presence in the room, I will attempt to shift my gaze, or at least the rest of my body, towards him and realize I am bound in place. I will attempt to speak out. What kind of magic tricks these be? Who holds me? Who holds me in place?
Your voice leaks from you, not in the loud reverberations that you would be used to, demanding upon the world your will, but instead it is broken apart and travels down the many threads that bind you, out along to the outside of the circle, and then portrayed like an exhaust on an odd contraption. The individual looks at you. The thin light from the tip of his cigarette, a pale imitation of the rings that flare within your eyeline. Oh, you are finally awake. Hello, friend. I am Mr. Meyer. And well, You'll learn a lot about me in time. For now, you are to be caged like an animal, because that is what you are. You are a murderer and calamity, at least until we can fix you.
Fix? You put me in chains and cages. You put me locked away and tell me no reason why. Calling me things like murderer.
Surely you still taste their blood on your lips. You can see it on yourself, if only you could look down. Here, let me write you. Like an odd conductor, the man weaves a sigil and then presses it against the ring that is containing you. As it does, it adjusts the threads, giving them slack in some places and tension in others. As he stands you up to look at him. Well, isn't that better? Now, say thank you, Mr. Meyer.
He'll look. Is he able to like move his neck?
Yep.
Then he will look down at the so-called blood that he had mentioned earlier and go, what? What mean this? Why me be covered in crimson?
Because you did not take quite so kindly to the offerings of a clean bed and warm food. You thought it better to fight against those that would shepherd you to safety, more a ram than a sheep, I suppose.
Safety. What challenged be me by safety, or the lack of it thereof? Me have no memory of what happened.
The man ahead of you smiles, his teeth an uncanny white, the tension on his facial muscles only outlining the stitching that threads from his bottom lip down his neck and into his clothing. He makes a gesture with his hand, and the odd cat begins to scurry away. Although it is not just a cat and its shadow being cast by the thousand lights that surround you, it is a chimeric entity, two heads fused to one torso, the same stitching pattern connecting each. It trots away with purpose and disappears out the door. Good. One so violent should not remember their rage. It's working. Just a matter of time, and you will be more compliant.
What has ya been the reason why me head's been spinning?
Of course. No one could deal with you that was present at the manor. No one could find you. I dislike getting my shoes dirty, and you have been the reason for it, so excuse me that your bindings will not loosen. It is recompense.
The same, I suppose, remnant anger that continues to subside now turns into a sense of confusion at first, worry second, and finally now calms down to a boil of slight understanding. He will retort, well, If me be the reason why your feet be dirtied, I would apologize. It would seem I don't remember. So, I would like to at least ask why me be here.
As you speak and the anger subsides, that same odd roiling mist or fog or whatever gaseous substance is eking from you drips from your mouth, hanging onto your words and staining the threads that bind you. You watch as the magical energy almost corrodes and frays at the edges. For containment, of course. You threaten the status quo. You must be fixed or killed. I, for one, prefer not to let valuable individuals perish. The reason you are bound and not slain is because it humors me. And your apology for the state of my footwear is accepted.
We will continue then. Since ye be more aware of me place, both in time and in state, would ye be willing to tell me what this is all about? As he tries to gesture to the mist flowing from his mouth.
The man pauses for a second, contemplating your question. It is the pause not of somebody who is seeking an answer, but of a teacher who wonders whether his student is ready for the next equation. To put it in simpler terms, your body is bound to something. And I don't like it. I am going to remove it from you, but I need time. Your advanced age should have rendered you useless and feeble, but well, you have already outlived that of a standard humani lifespan, and there is not a lick of elf about you. It is a phenomena I would love to replicate, but one I cannot humor for the damage it will do. When you are contained, we will draw your blood, and we will study you.
And how long may that be? That I be tied down and treated like a mongrel?
As your words spit venom, the roiling fog grips at the strings and begins to snap them. As the connections are severed, the anger from your word transfers into heat in your chest, as rage begins to fill you once more. The man's expression turns slightly panicked, as rapidly he traces manicured and painted fingers in the air. Now black sigils are adding to the ritual ahead of him. For as long as it takes, you are a mongrel. You are a threat. Whether or not you are alive is due to our humor. Accept your station, and we won't have issues.
Tightened, rather, by the new sets of magics and threads. All he will restrain himself to say is, what may be is mortal. If it is aid you seek to give me, and if doing so will remind me of me, then we shall try to be restrained.
Your words speak, and they feel sour on your tongue. It is difficult to discern why, but it is an internal conflict without words. The fog does not care for your acquiescence and begins to rip and shred at the threads regardless. Your mind is contained. Perhaps it was because you were unconscious at the time of the spell's administration, but your body flexes reflexively as the fog seeps in your pores and flexes you like a puppet. As the threads begin to snap, the man gasps. Then, stop it! Stop what you're doing! Stop it now! As he raises his voice as a reverberation along the magic circle around you, his panic emboldening a net around himself as the fog rips apart a linchpin and the entire ritual explodes in a flare of blinding light. Lucian, as
Yes.
the spots flare in front of your eyes, heavy footfalls ring out as the door ahead of you is swung open. Prisoner, you must come with us. It is for your safety. We are under attack. You are not safe.
Okay, he will grab his clothes and try to follow.
As you are being led out, another pair of guards rip open a similar door. This time it is a rather gaunt man behind it, the fingertips stained with ink. Rowan, the door behind you opens and you hear the familiar echoed voices of the guards. Rowan! There's been some attack. You must come with us.
So be it.
They will rush in and sort of help you out and then close the door again. As another door is opened. Julian, the door opens rather quickly. It has not been 21 days, it's barely been 21 seconds. The window is shattered, your clothes are marred with fragments of glass. You, prisoner, the doctor's not done with you and there's been some kind of attack. You must come with us for your own safety.
He'll have a peek. Is the window... Can I climb through it?
You could run and jump over the wooden plank that once was keeping the opening mechanism locked. But you know at a glance you were probably on the 3rd floor of some building, and there isn't a reliable foothold on the other side. So you can, if you want.
Anyways, he's gonna tell them, just leaning up to the wall, sitting on the floor. No thanks, I'm good.
The infantryman will reach to his waist and begin to unclasp a set of manacles.
Whoa. There's no need for that. He'll hold up his hands.
Make me a... You know what? No, you're good. Are you going to come with us or not? Under the doctor's orders, if you're not compliant, you are not worth keeping alive. They do not
Fine.
wait for your answer as your upturned wrists are clasped into manacles. He will grab the chain.
I said fine, goddammit.
He will grab the chain and begin to walk with you. Each of you are escorted out of the western wing and down below. To those that aren't familiar, this place is large and opulent but looks mostly not lived in. The western wing is, much as you have seen, sparse rooms that are guarded by a small cohort of guards who are all up in arms and pulling similar prisoners but not quite on the same authority as you seem to be, as each of you have been assigned a captain, out of their rooms and escorting them away. You were led down spiral staircases and over towards large iron-barred doors. As they reach the bottom of the stairs, a elven man with salt and pepper hair will run up and go, What's happening? I heard the alarm. Sir, there was some kind of anomaly on the west wing. We evacuated as ordered. Fine, good. You three, come with me. He will dismiss these guys over to the side, and he will take the three of you down.
Julian will roll his eyes.
He will unlock this door and step inside with you, and then lock the door. And stand on the side. You three are to be held in this cell. It is important. Do any of you have family members in the city? Anyone we should notify?
No, you kidnapped me from my city, so...
I'm sure it's important.
He'll tilt his head at Lucian. I am not sure what you mean, but if that is the case, that is fine. I will see to it that the Bloodveld families are aware of your current captivity, so if a bail is set, then you will be freed. Your sins are not
Very
yet
good.
forgiven, but your safety is in my hands. I am General
What's the-
Derek.
We have rights, you know.
Of course you do. What- You laugh like that is a joke. The law is to be upheld. No matter whom against, it is a blade that points at all.
Alright, what are we charged with then?
I'm
For
not
existing?
sure yet. You were guided into my cells while it is full and there are people injured. Whatever's happening in the manor, you are here to be kept safe.
I'll be safe at home, in my own bed. But sure.
You're petulant. I see why the guards put manacles on your hands.
Yeah, I said fine, okay. They jumped to action.
He will sigh and pinch the bridge of his nose. Fine. Whatever this may be, none of you are going to kill each other, right?
I don't
It's
see
gonna
why we
look-
would do that.
He's gonna look at the two others, make an assessment.
Was not.
Good. I must
I don't think so. Not these two, at least.
I must see that the other prisoners are safe. Call for me if you have need. The other guards are not authorized to deal with you. He will unlock the door and step out. Then lock the door again. He's gonna go check on people. He's gonna be accompanied by some other people.
I assume you two are also being held for a ransom.
Ransom? I wish.
Ransom, yes, of course.
I don't see why else we would be here, but
It is a curiosity, really. I've not seen either of you around before.
well, I just
Oh,
arrived.
I only just arrived, I think.
Oh,
Looks at-
then you might be held for ransom after all. I do not know.
Some
Normally
crazy
people don't have money when they hold people for ransom, but hey,
So-
who am I to judge?
in my case, some crazy bitch said she'd chop my balls off or take my blood, or I could kill myself.
Oh, yes. Maya, yes. Wonderful.
Something
Individual.
like that. Okay. So, you look pretty upstanding. Looks at Lucian. Kind of gives him a look that this guy's crazy.
Well,
Uh,
yes. If you don't mind me missing my shadow, of course. But yeah.
As he says that,
You're
you
welcome.
look down,
Ah.
and there is a flickering of torchlight outside that bounces off of you and casts a long, if not distorted, shadow. But as it reflects off of Lucian, there is no image on the floor that outlines him. There is no shadow to him.
That's weird.
Don't worry, I've had it checked out. It's won't hurt me.
It's not contagious.
No, it is not.
So you didn't have the whole briefing about the blood and the balls and
No, I
the
just
knife.
woke up, was offered food, and then the shaking happened.
So what's your story then?
Me? What is it? I have been waiting. They just like you. I came a while ago, a little bit of time. And then they took a little bit of blood. I replaced it with some other things. Many needles, many tests.
I see.
Might be. Yes. I am rather certain that I'm not held for ransom, as there is nobody to pay such a thing. So I am just here.
Do you know why they would take your blood?
Oh, they wish to find out the curiosities that the different. I do not know how to put it. Your people here have. I wouldn't call it an illness, but it is. Curiosity.
You call magic an illness?
No. Magic is normal. It is the anomalies that the different bodies here present, I believe. But I know very little. I've not been the most cooperative with them, and they are not the most kind. Well, sometimes they are.
It mentioned something of an illness to me as well, and I have no magical powers.
It might be see, you're missing your shadow. That's quite
Yes,
odd.
it's part of my magic. It's we have looked into it.
Okay,
So,
wonderful.
you know magic, Mr. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
The name's Lucian Aleander. Normally don't
Pleasure.
have to introduce myself because most people know me as the guy without a shadow.
Julian, in your attempts at expanding your trade network towards the city of Jarrow, the name Aleander holds quite a lot of significance. They're a family with both a ruling seat at the top 3 families in the city and also a plethora of those within the Knights of Jarrow, which is their more civilian branch. The man without a shadow is a myth that people joke about and try to use magic to replicate, but apparently this individual in front of you is not casting anything currently, not even his shadow.
I believe I have heard of your name. It's a pleasure. My name is Julian Emerald.
Nice to meet you.
Shakes hand.
Yeah, we should take your hand, yeah.
So it's not just a myth then?
No, it's not. I'm quite sure of that. I've had to live with it my entire. Actually, as a child, I did have a shadow, but then it disappeared.
Interesting.
Yes, most likely my magic manifest.
So you know magic?
Yes,
Can you just, get us out of here?
maybe, but then I would not get home. This is much safer than going out into the danger.
You wouldn't get much past the gods anyway.
Maybe some of them, but yeah, there are too many.
You're telling me you've tried?
No, I'm not that foolish. Besides, getting out is the least of your worries. Once you walk in the woods, well, the gods are the least of your worries.
I believe I could fend for myself.
Yes, but these woods have quite a rumor of being especially dangerous.
I've heard the rumors. We did end up here somehow, though, right?
Yes, but I don't know how.
With that question in mind, we will move down to General Derek, who begins to approach the southernmost cell in which he had left Pantufla prior. Pantufla, as the prison began to shake and your footing was disturbed somewhat, your cellmate snapped to consciousness, his one pale eye shaking in its socket as he looks at you and goes, You are dragon! Breathe fire! Breathe fire! Breathe fire! As he begins to yell at you and rush towards you.
I haven't learned how to do that yet. I can try. Rah! Rah!
Just start screaming, trying to
Well,
breathe fire.
The man in his crazed state reaches towards you as if to squeeze you until flames leave your lungs. Would you like to resist him?
Yeah.
Yeah, calm down.
You tell him to calm down. He is not calm, as he is yelling repeatedly for you to breathe fire. His hands grip your shoulders and begin to tighten.
I would like to resist. I'm assuming this is some sort of grapple or something.
You can strength save or athletics check, your choice.
Okay. Gonna go to athletics. Bunk.
A 15 is more than enough to shrug off this malnourished man, and as you do so, he stumbles backwards as heavy metallic footfalls rush to your cell door. General Derek sees the elven man pushed onto his back, and you... I would assume that your expression is somewhat shocked. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you, what the fuck is going on? He'll unlock your cell door and throw it open.
Help! He wants me to breathe fire.
He's going to walk in and step on this man's sternum and then look at you. Then he looks to one of the infantry guards. You, take the kobold into the holding cell in the north. It's not safe here till this fucker is dispatched. Yes, sir. Ma'am, please come with me.
Sure.
She will start walking. She nods to the general once again.
He will nod back to you. There's a look of genuine care for your well-being in his eyes, despite your unfamiliarity with the law from the prior conversation. This man leads you northwards towards a cell door. As he does so, you see another individual walking towards you.
Oh.
Caspian. As the manor began to shake and guards scattered, you are quickly reported to by a captain that your usual charges are being held in the holding cell. It is presumed that with all of the shaking, that the structural integrity is better to hold there. He advises you to come with him.
I follow him hurriedly, as this is clearly a crisis situation.
We're not sure what's happening. The reports are vague and I don't know. They're just down here.
Understood.
He'll sort of not run, but hurry to march with you as people part ways to allow you through. As you come down, you notice another guard leading a small pink kobold as he unlocks the door and says, "Oh, just through here, miss."
Of course. Thank you.
And she waves at
nod.
him and then looks at the stranger that is nearby. Also, bows at him and would enter.
Oh. Hi.
She waves at the rest of everybody.
As you introduce yourself, the captain comes down to this infantryman and is somewhat frustrated, going, "Why did you let her in?" Oh, sir, it's the general's orders. Well, fuck's sake, it's fine. Caspian, they're in there.
Thank you. I'm assuming you're going to lock the door behind me?
As usual, I'll be right here. The captain
Thank you.
will lock the door and then stand on the other side of it.
All right. Hello, I am Caspian. I'm sorry for the speed of this. Is anyone injured?
No, I don't think so.
Check.
Also, hi, I'm Pantufla. Where's his hand?
Excuse me, we were in the middle of a conversation.
I understand that we are in the middle of a conversation, but there's also a current crisis, and I will ask to put it on pause for just a moment. You may return to it after. Now, there are no injuries. No one is malnourished, injured, anything of the sort.
Well, maybe this guy over here.
As he gestures towards Rowan, Caspian, you've met Rowan a handful of times in your role as chaplain, perhaps a few sparse conversations, and have an impression of his odd mannerisms throughout the couple of years that he has been here.
No, Mr. Vale? Yes? Are you injured?
Of course not. Better than ever.
Then everyone is
Perhaps
fine.
not physically.
All right, my
I
apologies.
assure you my mind has never been better as well. Thank you.
Yes, you're...
Yes, of course. My apologies.
Well, if everyone is fine, then I will finish my proper introduction. I will be acting as your chaplain from this point forward, so long as you're in the care of the, regards. Please, you may return to your conversations unless you have questions for me.
So, I have a chaplain now?
She looks
Yes.
up at him.
Oh, okay. And what's your duty and stuff? Does this mean I'm part of the Gerrickswood stuff?
My primary duty is to ensure your health, that you are all, well taken care of, fed, as well as any spiritual guidance if you need it.
Oh, I understand. Well,
Thank you. Please call upon me if you need me.
I will, Mr. Caspian. The rest of you?
Oh, you're not with them?
In a sense, I am not of the guard or the. I am a priest of the lost. Simply found myself in their employment.
It's gonna scoff at the word priest.
I do have a question. Do you know why we are here? And also, is it for a ransom?
Unfortunately, that information was seen as unimportant for me to know.
Great. Nobody knows why we're here.
Oh, I know why I'm here.
And why is that?
Well, I arrived at the city and I've witnessed a crime and I made justice. And apparently, ladies are annoying and they complain when you beat them up.
Please don't assail the people. I'm sure you were informed of this.
What does assail mean?
It's a word similar to attack, but usually with a bit more of a reason behind it.
Oh, I understand. Okay, yeah. I'll make sure to not attack anybody without reason.
She raises her hand, promising.
But I'm also I actually am more of a protector rather than an attacker. I actually have a shield.
And she looks sad all of a sudden, looks down at the floor.
Well, I had a shield. They're supposed to give it back soon, but yeah.
Yes, you should get most of your belongings back once you are released. It is So long as it's not stolen goods or paraphernalia.
Well, it's not stolen. So I think it should be fine. Oh, sorry, I interrupted in the introductions.
And she kind of looks around the room once again.
Well,
Ah.
I'm Lucian Alianter. Nice to meet you. And he will reach out his hand.
She does a small nod.
And what is your name?
Pantufla.
Nice to meet you. And he will reach out a hand to Caspian.
He will shake it.
And he will walk up.
He didn't interrupt anything as far as I'm concerned. He's not gonna introduce himself. He's gonna go sit over here.
Have you all eaten today?
No, I have not. It would be very nice to have a fatty meal.
Unfortunately, I can't supply that, but I can at least ensure your nutrition with the way the guards are acting right now. I doubt you'll be fed anytime soon. You've got other things thinking about. He will pull out a pouch of good berries. This will sustain you for the day, but we'll have to ensure to get you proper food.
One berry.
I assure you its nutritional value is far more than a single berry.
Whatever. And he will take it.
With a meal,
Does anyone else need something to tide them by for the day? Again, we'll simply sustain you.
I'm good, thanks.
No. Although, well, we can always wait. The situation is clearly under control, is it not?
No. Their guards are currently attempting to get it under control. We have no idea about what is exactly happening. It is why we are currently having you all wait in here. Most likely it'll take some time to have your windows repaired, the floors cleaned, the glass. So we may be here for some time.
can I get each of the characters present to roll me a perception check?
Nat 20.
Aye.
There's a
Starting off strong.
thin noise that undercuts the stomping of boots as the guards inspect cells. It is keening like something small falling down a narrow passageway, the displacement of air creating a whistling sound. For Caspian and Lucian, it is a spell being cast somewhere to the south of you.
Would I perceive that as well?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Would I be able to roll Arcana to try and understand what kind of spell?
Sure.
That is a nat 1, I think.
No,
It's a 2. Okay.
You do not know the kind of spell. But it seems that the guards have not noticed as they continue making their rounds.
Right. Then he will softly rap upon the door.
Oh, yes. Would you like to be let out?
No, I believe there seems to be someone casting. Is there something going on?
The captain will turn and look at the general, who will look back at the captain and then look at you in a panic and begin to sprint downwards. As he does so, this infantryman, just north of him, will raise his spear and smack him in the back of the neck with the bottom of it.
Fuck
This infantryman will whack the captain in the side of the head. Both will go tumbling for a moment as these two sprint southward. You hear rapid footfalls and the clanging of a metal gate. It seems there's some kind of pursuit occurring. These two infantrymen run down and begin trying to assess the situation as a captain continues southward.
Please allow me to see to them.
What? Oh, fuck! Captain! The captain curses, looks at whatever is going on southwards, and then reaches into his pocket and throws over a key. The infantryman will retrieve it and then open the door for you.
He will quickly give a quick medical assessment to them.
Roll a medicine check. It is difficult to ascertain. It is a bit easier on the general as he is not helmeted. But for the captain, it looks like he was impacted where the helmet is separate from the armor. The thin sort of sliver of skin that was forcefully exposed with the end of the spear. There was some kind of ointment or medicine that seems to have aided in their unconscious state. Their vitals, as far as you can tell, seem fine. They're just asleep.
I believe they might have been poisoned. Some kind of ointment placed upon them. Give me a moment. I think I could at least resuscitate the general. And I will use my once a day lesser restoration.
I think you can actually get both of them. I think it's number
The door
creatures
open?
per.
It's a 30 foot. Yeah, it's 30 foot. So I'll get both of them.
The door is currently open.
Yep, I did not close it.
What does it look like as you cast lesser restoration on this one?
He will gather the energy in his hands around the black key. As the energy begins to swirl around it, it takes upon a slight red hue, that of blood, but obviously being more of a vital sense of it. As the energy of that then dissipates and then begins to be absorbed into the skin of both of them.
The energy stains pale skin for a couple of seconds as whatever ailment is purged from their form. The general's eyes snap open and he looks at you. He gives an affirming nod before looking southward. He stumbles to his feet as the captain stands. The general will begin to move.
All right. I don't know what's happening, but it appears that there seems to be some kind of magic afoot as well. You were assailed by poison, I believe. I was able to cleanse it from your form. I shall return to my... in here for now.
Your charges. Yes, thank you, Caspian.
My charges.
My new friends.
He is going to relock the door.
It would seem
What
that
happened?
things are not going according to plan.
Does
But
somebody need
for
a
now,
meeting? I'm ready to beat up some guys.
Yes.
please allow the guards to do their job. If you are needed, then things are truly dire.
Okay, if you say so.
But there does seem to be some element within the guard that is rebelling against itself. But I was able to assist before anything could happen. If anyone does show up, I will do what I can to help and protect you. Please understand that your lives are in my charge, and I do not take that lightly.
I understand. If I only had my shield, I would have beat the shit out of them.
I get
Sorry.
you are, as of right now, under our charge. You are not our defenders. You are under our protection. Please do not put yourself in danger when it is not your duty to do so.
Mm.
Just an hour
Okay.
ago, I was allowed to kill myself.
I would hope not. Why would anyone tell you to do such a thing?
Oh. Well, you truly are beneath these guys, huh? Just a
Look.
pawn in their little game. Whatever it is.
We all have our roles to play. To think yourself below someone is not a disgrace. We all are below someone.
Would be a disgrace if the ones you are below was torturing innocent people. Like little Rowan over here.
Torturing? Don't say that. They are merely curious about things. It is not torture.
I mean, listen to the guy.
Have you been tortured?
I do not believe so. Well, not that they believe.
If so, I will certainly have conversations with whoever was doing so, or at least gave allowance for such actions. Please,
Oh,
who
sure.
was it?
I could decide if they could tap all my blood, they could chop my balls off, or I could kill myself.
Oh, your blood. You're talking of the...
Yes, my very
Oh.
valuable blood, which I don't give just to anyone,
Yes.
if anyone
I
at all.
believe it was the ever sociable Mrs. Maya that visited him.
Yes. Now I have a bit of a better understanding. You are correct in saying that I do not have much ability to tell them what to do, but I will certainly have a conversation with them in hopes to alleviate such remarks.
I don't think conversing with these people will help in anything.
I don't believe so either, but they should at least know that I do not approve of such things. You are under my care, and whether she likes it or not, it is my duty to do so, given by the Lord. So she will have to listen to at least that.
Priest thinks we shouldn't be held against our will and get our blood tapped.
Things went my
This
way,
surely
things
will
would be
assist.
very different here. But they are not my way. So I will do things the way I can, where I can. It is the duty of the lost to help those who find themselves in a similar situation, and it seems many of you are.
Then help us escape.
That is not my duty.
Instead of healing these... whatever is beneath those armors.
I will find out why you are held here in due time, and I will do what I can to assist you in the ways that I can.
Well, I could tell you, it's because we're dangerous. Apparently.
You're
Oh.
dangerous?
No,
You
I
also
know
burn
dangerous.
stuff?
No. What?
Oh, I was placed in a cell with a guy, and he kept saying stuff about the fire purifies stuff, and that I don't know, was kind of fascinating. He just talked about arson or something.
Must be a madman.
I would
Yes.
like to remind you that this is a jail. Many of the people who you would share a cell with should be in jail. Although perhaps there might be a few exceptions. Why exactly are you dangerous? You seem a bit more highborn to be of such...
Exactly. Apparently they don't even know my name. Or they didn't care.
Yes, I understand your indignation, but again, why are you dangerous?
Some bullshit I honestly don't even recall.
I don't think either side knows the answer to that question.
I will have to speak to the Myers. I do not relish the moment.
Speaking of,
Oh god.
as each of you are gathered and safe and contemplating your situation, the pulse of energy begins to subside. As the energy fades, your body feels tense. Not from the strings that once bound you, but almost from the impression of them. The glaring lights have now given way to smoke that is mingling with the fog that seeps from you. The only indication of what once was is almost a threaded net surrounding the individual you were speaking to earlier. His one visible eye is wide, his breath clearly shaky, as he awaits to see what emerges.
Am I, based on your description, no longer bound?
Correct. There is a stiffness to your movements, but you are not bound. Your mind is still tampered with, however.
Then I will very, almost robustly, I suppose, get back to my feet, one knee at a time, and reassess my physical condition.
As you look at your hands, they are well calloused. A hard-working life, presumably, once stood behind you. So you can still see the smatterings of bloodstains on the tattered fabric that covers your body. Your beard, flowing and white, almost like the fog that surrounds you, sports similar sanguine patches. You are not bleeding nor wounded at this current time, however.
In recognition, I will then, once stood up, look towards the netted cocoon that the doctor has placed himself in. And I will retort to him. Hey. Me words were true. I said the truth. But my body did not respond. This fog, what it be? What it be? He's trying to compose himself, finding only questions and no answers.
As questions dot your mind, the fog around you no longer feels like a damp chill in the air, but almost heated, like steam rising from your skin. The voice reverberates out of the cocoon regardless. You can't be let go. I understand that you tried to not do that, but I can't let you leave. Please remain where you are. The man pulls out a scroll and begins to recite an incantation.
Hey. And where would I go? What would me do if this would occur anywhere else? Answer me, doctor. Who be me? What be this?
Reflected in the light of the net, his lips move soundlessly for a moment, as the parchment that he was reciting from burns from the bottom and fades into ash. He turns to regard you again as your question pierces the air. You said your name was Orion. Does that hold any significance to you?
He ponders for a moment, trying to catch any nook, any cranny that he can within his memory. There's nothing in particular that stands out from the name in itself. So he'll say, "Could that be what me called myself? But I don't know. I don't know this." He gestures to the fog. "I don't know me. Where would it be that I was found?"
The smoke and debris in the air begins to subside as the conversation continues. Mr. Meyer begins to unweave the elaborate net that once cocooned him, keeping the threads around him in a less entangled fashion. You were found near the tower in the north, made of alabaster. I do not know if that is where you are from, but you were a danger to the city if you were left alone.
I don't suppose that the alabaster tower mention would juggle up any thoughts, would it?
As you contemplate his words, attempting to define some recognition, there's a few fleeting images of you looking up at a tower that looks hewn from a large, pale white stone, and it is almost seamless, as if it was transported there or transmuted of materials without the need of segmented brickwork. There was writing in a language you could not understand, and odd creatures that seemed to pull itself from the stone. But you never were in conflict with it. Your presence disturbed it somehow. You don't recall why you were there, only that it is true you were nearby.
I guess seeing that fleeting memory as a sort of affirmation that there's some truth to what he says. He will reply, "What you require of me is me crimson. No,
Yes. Ideally, yes.
then with tense, heavy footsteps, I'll start walking towards him, and I will state, "Then take it. Before whatever it is that happens once more." And I'll go to the edge of the ring and I'll stretch my arm.
As you do so, you notice that the cocoon that had been unraveled around his feet has begun to create a secondary ring. The symbology along its edges make little sense to you, but it does not seem to be of a similar nature to the one you were in. Instead, as you extend your arm, he steps downwards and raises a finger to you. "Please just wait a moment." With that, he will take out a small sewing needle and prick the tip of his index finger. Thin droplets of blood fall and connect with the circle made of thread, and it turns from a dull blue hue to a crimson one. It sparks to life in an array of lights before subsiding. There's a woman stood alongside him. You see an elven woman. Facial tattoos, wide hat pointed at the top, round crimson red spectacles that look at the scene with an intense curiosity. Well now, darling, it seems you call for some help. Surely just this one ain't too bad for you. Mr. Meyer scoffs to himself as he looks at the woman, but he drops to a knee and bows in a manner that would suggest authority or seniority in some capacity, even if it is just allegiance. He broke it. I followed your instructions. I weaved the incantations. I burned the blossoms. And he broke it. Well, darling, not everybody's meant for a cage. And this one just seems mighty spry. She'll look at you and then step forward. Her high-heeled boots have gold bottoms to them. And as she steps on the circle, the light displays an array of runes that are carved into the golden framework of the shoes. And she will press her foot down as if snuffing out a cigarette, as the ring or the remnants of it dissipate entirely. Oh, honey, it ain't quite time to be taking your hand. You scared my little friend here. The name's Madam Mischief, local witch. How can I be of service?
Your colleague. And then as I look down, he's kneeling. Or rather, your servant. Said he required me crimson for some testing. I know not of what else to give.
Well, it's true. He hasn't really faulted you on that one, I suppose. But there's a whole lot of wonder in you. I'll start with your blood. Real simple like. But if you're so amenable, I don't see why we keep you here. You have a couple of new friends you could have. Would you prefer some company? Some others in a similar situation, dangers to themselves and others? Maybe I could make use of you, at least before the boss man comes back.
Before answering that, he'll once again look at the doctor, who was in a shocked state, and I will ask him, "You think me not too dangerous to be outside?"
He looks at you, and then looks at her, grits his teeth, and simply says, "Whatever the madam thinks is correct is the course of action we take in his absence. You can trust her."
It be not her I worry to trust, but me. What occurred is something me cannot control. At this point, we mean no harm to you or your people. So if you think me good enough, and there truly be others that be in me position, then very well.
The woman smiles, but it is a mirthless smile. You see your reflection bouncing back against the crimson-rimmed glasses. Oh, honey, you don't need to get so down on yourself. You're just like a dam that sprung a leak. We're just gonna patch you up and you'll be real fine real soon. She will wave a hand and a small rune will appear on her palm. And from its light, a small needle, it is a almost like an insect's proboscis. It isn't made of metal or glass, anything surgical, even though your mind struggles to comprehend that. Looks more like a repurposed insect piece of anatomy. She will reach for your wrist to pull your arm taut.
He'll nod.
She rests it against the inside of your elbow. Now, don't get too scared. It's gonna hurt just a little. Just a little prick, and then you're... As she's speaking, she plunges the tip of this object into your skin, reaching into a vein, and there is a tension in your arm as you watch whatever green-hued carapace outlines the edge of this object turns red and crimson. It almost bloats like a absurd mosquito. As she withdraws it, however, you watch as your blood leaks crimson, but around the edges of the wound, more of that fog kind of substance ekes with it. She'll run a thumb over the puncture wound, and as she does so, it closes, as if it were never there. She raises her hand to her mouth, extending a tongue, as she takes the residue from the now closed wound and samples it. The muscles on the edge of her face squint as if it is sour, like someone biting into a lemon, before the smile returns. Now, let's get you doing something that's more your speed. Seems like you got all that anger, and it seems like we have a rat problem. You and yours, well, you'll be safe contenders. She does not wait for a response, nor does she regard Mr. Meyer. As she raises her foot, the circle around you flares back to life, but you watch as the runic inscriptions on the outside now look different. They're more familiar to the script that called her here, as both you and her fade in a flash of light.